and welcome to Tarot Mini Reads, Reviews, Discusses, Monologues about everything and anything, and that's on period. Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to do something. This is a video that a video series that I started. Currently watching and recently finished, where I kind of talk about some Chinese or Korean dramas that I'm currently watching or recently finished. And so we're going to start with the currently watching, which would be Shine on Me, which is Zhao Mai and Song Weilong. This is on Netflix, it's on iQIYI, it's on Viki, it's 36 episodes, actually on Tencent as well. As at the time that I'm recording this video, this is still airing. It's not completed, so I don't really know how it's gonna go, but I am immensely enjoying this show. We're following Nia Shiguan and Li Yusen, which are two. That's Zhao Mai and Song Weilong. Song Weilong, I watched him in Find Yourself, and what was it? What's that one about the found family one? Go Home or something like that. And I really liked his acting. But he kind of does give this kind of like moody, he's just really one dimensional. But I think in Shine on Me, he really did a good job. Like, he emotes really well. He smiles. He doesn't give too much of that cold CEO vibe. Like, you can see him showing expressions that are very different from a distant, aloof, cold CEO. So I think he really did well. Jaja might have to talk about her. She's really good at acting. She's done a lot. Amita Snowstorm is almost similar to her character here, but here she has more agency. And obviously, we're starting this from a little once they're done in college, which I really liked. I really am done with shows where they're like starting from like they were 5 years old. But no, we get her as basically an adult. She's in college. She just finishing college, and she gets a job, and she meets this dude, and she had a crush on this guy from her school, and it's just like a whole mess. The way the whole thing is unfolding. One thing I would say is like her breakup or her crush scenario is kind of similar to The Best Thing, which I'm going to talk about, which is Shu Rohan, where you can see Shu Rohan herself is struggling with the breakup and trying to get over this person, and it takes her an immensely long time. It just doesn't make sense. So Nia Shiguan is also like that. But, as at the point, I'm in like episode 19. And so we're still trying to iron things out. But one thing I can see, this is going to be 36 episodes. And it looks like they will get together from like episode 25. So I think from there, we would have like 9 episodes of just pure, romance, no heartbreak, no nothing. Because they've already ironed out so many things when they were getting to know each other. And I also like the way the story is, because they actually got to know each other as friends, as colleagues, as equals, right? Because they're both equal owners in the company. So I really like the setup, because that once they do become lovers, they were already friends first. So I really like that. That I really like the story. So that's the only thing I'm actually currently watching right now. So let's kind of get into the ones that I recently finished. Now, the first one will be Speed and Love, which is Ester Yu and He Yu, Jamu and Zhao. Now, this is one that just never appealed to me, because I don't really care about racing. I don't like, and it was set in Thailand. It's just not something that I felt would appeal to me. But I have watched Esther's show. She's done quite a bit, and I know how she acts. It's not really a turnoff for me, but I just was like, but I was like, you know what? Let me just pick it up. People were raving about it, and it was really good. It was really good. It wasn't incestuous, because these are two kids that kind of grow up together. Again, that damn trope. But it wasn't so bad, and I think that Esther did a really good job. He Yu, I've never watched any of. Well, actually, I have. I just didn't know he was there, which is Legend of Chen Li. So he's really good. He did so fabulous in this show. This is a 29 episode that's on Viki and iQIYI. It's like I said, it's set in Thailand. We follow this girl who she grew up with her elder brother Gaga, and he leaves. Well, her parents split, and so the dad takes the boy and the mom takes her, and so they're separated for 10 years. So she gets some information that her dad is in Thailand, so she goes from I think, I don't know where Nanjing. She goes from Nanjing to Thailand to look for her dad, and secretly look for her older brother. But then we get to find out that they're not actually blood related at all. There's nothing blood related in this one. So I think this was kind of okay. And then she meets her dad, meets her older brother that she missed so much, and they kind of reconnect and they kind of take it slowly. I actually liked it. I liked the whole setup, and I think I was a bit confused because it seemed like she was young. She was like 18. So I think this is a period where she just finished high school and was trying to get into college. So maybe she had like a downtime of like maybe 2 months. So everything, at least in the first half, maybe happened in like a month or two, I think. I mean, that's how I'm seeing it, because I just was like, why does she have so much time, and why was she going to a language school? But it makes sense because she was kind of like done with, she had taken the Gao call. So she was really done with high school, and she was kind of trying to get into college. I thought it was like something that she would do right away. Maybe she took some time off. I don't know. But anyways. It was still a good watch. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. Zhao did a very, very good job by convincing us of, all of his insecurities and his drive. And he really, 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 really adored this girl so much. Like, it was unbelievable how much he adored her. And she also was very mischievous. And I think, Esther played that role fantastic. So at the end of the day, it was a really good show. I didn't think I would like it, but I ended up liking it. So maybe if you want to watch it, go ahead, because it's pretty good. The next one, this one also took me by surprise. It was Sniper Butterfly, where we follow Michelle Chen and Daniel Zhao. So Daniel Zhao has done a couple of shows. I think he was in Only for Love, and he was so annoying as the second lead character that was really trying to get the girl and was going about it in a really annoying way. So I didn't really expect much from him, but baby, let me tell you, he did so well as Li Wu in Sniper Butterfly. So in this show, this one was a more realistic, down to earth kind of show where you see this boy who lost his parents, lost his grandfather, and he is very brilliant but doesn't have money to continue his studies. So Senjin parents had volunteered a while back to sponsor a child. And so Li Wu actually calls them. It's like, hey, I lost my grandfather. I need money to go to school, blah, blah, blah. So Senjin, she volunteers to take care of this boy. And he came to her at maybe when he was like 18. So in the US, 21 is when you officially become an adult. But once you're 18, I mean, obviously you're an adult at 18, right? So Li Wu comes to live with her at 18 years old. So he's not entirely a child, right? So again, these two stories, Speed and Love and Sniper Butterfly, they kind of tiptoed on this, age thing a lot. Speed and Love was even worse. I'm just, because she was so young. She was 18, but I think she already, I honestly, I don't want to get into it. All I know is they weren't related, so it's fine, whatever. But this one, they're also not related, but they live together, right? So Senjin brings this boy to her house so he can go to like a makeup school where he would be able to then take the Gaokao so he can get into university. So he lives with her for a year and then starts to have feelings for her. This is 30 episodes. It's on Viki, Tencent. It was really good. I think, the way the show kind of progressed from when they first met to when well, first of all, the boy, that's Daniel Zhao, really, he was really good. I don't know how he did it, but because the story is told in, alternate timelines, we kind of follow them from when he first started living with her, and we can see the current time where they are obviously not talking to each other. So you're kind of wondering like what the heck happened, because from the first episode you see that she helped him and he should be grateful, right? But if you go back, you can see the Daniel that's that's they're showing in the earlier series and the Daniel of this is such a huge difference. Like he did so well showing a insecure, inexperienced, immature young boy that didn't know what he was feeling, but definitely was feeling something for this person. So it was like a mom like I think he had like a mom. What do you call it when you have when you're fixated on your parents? Like he definitely had a thing for her because she was kind of like a guardian. She was a mom. She was a sister. She was like his bank account. Like I mean, she represented a lot of things for him. So again, it was very problematic because it's like, do you really like her because of who she is or because she's filling in all these roles that you just never had anyone do for you, right? But I think Li Wu, you know, he was irrational to some point, and I actually support Senjin at some point for breaking up with him because he definitely was not somebody that could see that he was so dependent on her, and I really applaud her for standing her ground and breaking up and saying, you need the time, you need to go discover who you are without my influence, and then come back and we can talk. So I think that again, it was done very beautiful. That's like almost the exact same thing that happened in Speed and Love because Jin Zhao, after some time, again, she's really young. And so he's like, you know what? I'm breaking up with you. I want you to go out, explore the world, see, who you can meet, and don't just be influenced by me. And to some degree, Esther really does that. She goes on dates, she meets people, but, she's like, yeah, I don't get that feeling that I had when I was with my elder brother person. So, um, I think that getting that time away is always good because if someone is older than you, they definitely have an influence that they wield over you knowingly or unknowingly. So I think, both characters, the older ones like Heryu and Senjin, they really, really did a good job by forcing the younger ones to, go out, make sure you're really sure before you come back and say you're in love with me. So that's exactly what happened in Sniper Butterfly. And, the storytelling was really fabulous. The way they kind of told the alternate timelines and when, it kind of snapped back in place, you could see how well and how happy they were. And I really, really loved it. So these were two really good shows that I watched close to the end of the year. Now, honorable mentions, and this is only because I started watching The Best Thing. This is kind of exclusively on iQIYI, so I had to get a subscription for that. But it was like $2, so I'm not losing sleep over it. But I canceled my subscription because mommy don't got no money for 10 million subscriptions. But anyways, let's get into it. So when I did it was like a month, I was able to watch two shows on iQIYI from start to finish. I started some other ones and I kind of DNF'd them, but I watched The Best Thing, which was Zhao, Ruonan, and Zhang Linghe. And I also watched The Legend of Kunning Palace, which was Bailu and Zhang Linghe. So I guess I was on a Zhang Linghe, like, I don't know, freeze or watch or whatever, but oh, it was so good. So The Best Thing, it was so good. We follow this girl, Shan Yufan, who is going through a breakup, but it's such a huge deal for her because I think this was her first love. She's never really dated before, so she was so stuck on this dude. It took her, and then I was yelling. I was like, "Can you just like get over this dude?" And that's why I said it reminded me so much of Nie Shiguan in China Me because she also spent so long trying to get over one. She didn't even date the dude. At least in The Best Thing, she dated the guy and they dated for like 7 years. So it made sense that it took her a long time to get over the guy. But yeah, so and then another thing I really liked about the show was the traditional Chinese medicine that was being advertised, where Zhang Liuhe is a TCM, that's what they call it, doctor, and so they try to use natural, holistic methods of healing sickness. Like this is a huge, like a really, really huge deal, right? They have a whole hospital dedicated to homeopathic, holistic treatments for people. It was mind blowing. Like I just never thought how huge it was or how big a deal it was. So even for her, so because she was going through this breakup, Shan Yifan couldn't sleep, so she got recommended to go to a TCM clinic where she meets Zhang Linghe. He prescribed some like herbs that she has to steep and drink, and she did kind of get better, right? But I really enjoyed, I enjoyed the love story, but I also really enjoyed learning about the TCM. And that's something that I think, I, not like Chinese medicine, but I think, I want to do holistic stuff. I like to cook from scratch. I like to get my ingredients fresh, not canned, not frozen, not prepared, pre-packaged meals. So this was really good, kind of reminder for me, to always, even medicine, like if I could get holistic medicine, I would definitely take it. The last one was Legend of Kunning Palace, which I know this came out a while back. I did kind of, it wasn't bad. It just wasn't my best, but I enjoyed it, right? There were a lot of stuff going on. It was more like a revenge story, which, oh my God, I think I'm actually really, really tired of revenge stories. Like, can we just get something else? But basically, Zhang Linghe is trying to get revenge on someone and then takes like literally the whole show. Bai Lu, okay, so this one had a more interesting premise, not just revenge. It was kind of like a reincarnation because she basically had kind of died before. And so she got a chance to go back and rewrite her wrongs. But with the added layer where we do see something from like the modern time. So again, it was like what do they call it? A travel, like a back to time, or what do they call it? I forget. Basically, she was a writer in real life and then she got trapped or zapped into her book, or she got zapped into the life of her character. I think that's a better way. And so the reason why I didn't like it is because after we finished this whole revenge series, then we get to the end and we see that we actually see Bailu in the modern world where she gets a phone call that someone's coming and the person is da 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 da, generally her. So it's like, did everything that just happened in this fictional world was that just like a fluke? So for me, this time traveling time series or whatever, I just don't like them because it's like everything that you were so invested in was just really like a blip or a lie. I don't know. So I wish they haven't even put that part in it. There's just the story on its own was really good, where it was kind of like a reverse harem where Bailu had three people, one that liked her, one that she loved, and Zhang Lihe was not even any of those two. He was just like her teacher. But I guess, he was so intense, so passionate. Like, oh my God, it was just, he was so, he was intense. That's the best way I can say it. So I think he did really well. He's such a great actor and it was such a fun watch. I definitely enjoyed it. So yeah, so that's an honorable mention. But yeah, those are some of the C dramas that I guess they were all C dramas. So those were all the C dramas that I just recently finished watching. And once Shine On Me is done, I probably will come on here and do a review. But thank you so much for watching. Let me know any shows that you've watched that you liked and you would recommend. But until next time, have a nice